What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy, the Laptop Legend, bringing you your daily update on TSNP. And today, the stock pretty much did as expected. Now, it did not have a morning panic like I was expecting, but again, it's very obvious at market open if the stock is going to have a big panic. So it's easy to know whether or not you should buy or sell or, keep what you have or, add to your position, etc. So I was actually able to take a live screen recording today. Yesterday I messed up and didn't do it, but today I have it. I bought in right at open because it did not tank and immediately had a nice little pop off, and then there was some consolidation throughout the day and it closed near the highs, breaking off over that. So I expect some good things from this stock tomorrow. I really do. It's going to be a shorter trading day than normal. I think it closes at 1 Eastern time, which might be 12 my time, and then there is no trading on Christmas Day, so it means it's a long weekend. I think shorts would probably be uncomfortable to hold over this, especially if it breaks through 20 cents, which I think we could definitely see tomorrow. But we got to be prepared for anything. It could also have another morning panic and sell off. So just have to look at the technical analysis and, decide what we're going to do. I am personally overnighting 5,000 shares of this, not any type of huge position. Just wanted to be in it, to see what happens. But anyways, I'm going to go talk about the trades that I made, show you guys that live footage, and hopefully it will add to your knowledge because there were some great breakouts, some great things that you could easily predict with technical analysis to get some quick profits on this stock. So let's go into it. All right, guys, I'm here at my computer. Hopefully you can see everything just fine. And today, this is the chart for TSNP. If we go back and look at the 5-day chart, we can see it is just steadily trending up since it bounced off of pretty much 10 cents. And it's just been grinding its way up since then. The volume today, overall comparison, was a little down from yesterday, and the stock was honestly pretty boring in the middle of the day. So this move, you cannot make any money here. This is disgusting. I stopped watching this stock here, but this is the type of consolidation that can lead to a great breakout move. But I'm actually going to talk first about what the stock did. I just bit my tongue. What the stock did at market open. You can see it spiked up here and then immediately sold off. So I actually have my live recording right here. And yeah, we're gonna take a look at it. So you can see here it is 5 seconds to market open. And what is going to happen? What is going to happen? I wish there was someone. I probably should have opened this in VLC viewer so we could put it on a little faster speed. But I think it's nice. We see these sellers coming in, but it's not really breaking down. So I'm thinking at this point, if it breaks down under 17, this could be a good dip buy. But not much happening. Really, not the huge wall of sellers that we're used to seeing. There's a ton of green on there. Upticks, we see 1725, 1708, but it's still holding 17, 1738, 1738. That's a song, right? I think so. At this point, I'm thinking, where am I going to get in? Is this going to tank? Is this going to break? If so, I'm going to dip buy the hell out of it. But if it doesn't break down, I think it can, have a little nice pop into open. So I'm going to see what is it going to do. There you can see touches 17, breaks down through 17 a little bit. But you can see here, this, even though printed under 17, this is above 17 at this point. And now it looks like it's upticking. We're seeing some buyers come in. Really did not have a panic. Even though it broke under 17, it really did not have a panic. So at this point, I'm thinking, am I going to get in here? It's looking pretty decent. I put it, a little bit above to make sure that I get executed, but I don't want to have it too high because then you sometimes get screwed on your executions. And I had that happen a couple times today on my other trades, which I'm going to make some other videos about. I made a couple other trades today on a couple other stocks, profitable trades, and they were great setups. I think you guys have a lot to learn from those, so definitely stay tuned for that. At this point, I'm still not in yet, waiting to see what it does, but I see that 157,000 share buyer come in, and then it starts printing. At this point, I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm in. Let's do it. Let's do it. I might wait for one more uptick, but you see there's a lot of green here. At this point, the buyer, the bids move up to 0.738, and at this point, I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm in. Let's see what I can get. There's my order. I was a little late on this one. You can see printed 0.175. I'm thinking, damn it, did I miss this? But then I get, I get executed at 4.7, and it's already upticking. You can see my, profit on the position here. And again, I'm trading small size, guys. This is nothing crazy. This is not life-changing profits for me by any means. I am doing this to get comfortable with making the correct decisions in trading. And it's better to learn a system and master it before you start increasing your size, because if you try to size up when you're a rookie and you don't know anything, that's how you end up losing a ton of money. I see a big seller come in there, so I'm thinking, all right, maybe this bounce is gonna fail, maybe I'm gonna get out, at roughly break even. So I'm gonna see what it does. But then we have the buyers, step up. The big seller was at 0.175, and they just move right back on up. And at this point, I'm like, all right, let's just enjoy the ride. Let's see where this goes. Is this gonna break 0.18? A lot of buying momentum at this point. I'm thinking, how far can this go? Is it gonna touch 20 right now? I'm not sure, but I'm gonna wait and see. And that is the beauty of this. If you're profitable in your trade, you're just able to wait and see. I'm thinking, is it going to reject? If it rejects, maybe I sell half. But at this point, it's all green print, so I'm really not worried. Sorry again if you can hear my computer dying over there. Yep, printing a ton of 18, 500,000 share buyer at 18, took that out. And we know it's going to crack at this point. And there it goes, 0.182, continues upticking. So again, because there was no big morning panic, even though there wasn't a ton of volume, I knew that based on what happened yesterday, this was probably going to continue to spike up at open, even if it was, kind of a slow grind upwards. So at this point, I don't want to make you guys watch this whole thing, but, it continues to go on up, and I think it hits 0.149. I'm looking at the chart, seeing how far it can go. I like taking half off the table, and a lot of times on this stock, that's come back to bite me in the butt. But in general, I know that's a good practice if you're up on your position. It's good to take half off the table just to lock in those profits in case you end up having to cut the rest. You're still going to end up profitable on the trade, because there's nothing worse than having a profitable trade turn negative. So in this case, I decide I want to take 5,000 shares off the table. I see this downtick, and I'm like, all right, I'm taking it. At this point, I'm taking it. And I end up selling half here, which is right near the top. I'll do in a second. I want to make sure that I get executed on this. So I'm thinking, where am I going to put it? We see 0.185. So I'm not sure if it can break through. If it breaks through, I'll let it run. But if it looks like it's going to reject, then I'm going to cut it and just take half of my profits here. Make sure to lock them in. And this is how you can get those nice little quick profits, It's a very predictable move. The momentum on this stock is beautiful. When it's grinding intraday, it can be a little tough to tell sometimes, but right at open, it's normally pretty easy to tell. And then when it breaks out past a key resistance level, it can also be very easy to tell. So at this point, I see it start to fail, and I decide I want to take half off the table. And I get half off the table at 0.185. Shout out Fidelity for getting me those, those better fills. I put the limit at 184, and they get me at a 0.185. Robinhood would definitely screw you over on that. They would give you the worst execution possible. That is why I do not like them as a broker. What you don't pay in commissions, you end up paying in how they screw you over on what you're actually getting executed at. And here I can see it tanking, and at this point I'm like, shoot, I was right. This is why I take profits off the table. And at this point, I don't know how far this can tank. I don't know if this is going to reject and then go below where it opened at here. I have no idea. So at this point, I'm thinking, all right, I'm probably going to take the rest off the table at 0.18. And remember, I got in, 0.177. But then I actually end up getting screwed on this because I wait too long. If you're unsure about it, you can always take it off and just keep your profits on the table. But in this case, especially on an OTC stock, when there's a panic, it panics too fast. So if you put it at 0.18, at this point, it's too late. It's already under 0.18. It's already under 0.18, so there's no way I'm getting executed there. If I move it to 0.179, it could drop to 0.175 instantly before I get executed. I had some orders today where I was above. Again, I placed a limit order to buy above what the price of the stock was for like 20, 30 seconds, and it took me that long to get executed, which is very, very frustrating. So you have to know the executions are not there on this type of stock. At this point, the sellers come in below 18. We're seeing 0.175. And I'm pretty screwed at this point, you know? I mean, my entry was 0.1747, and I'm thinking here, damn, I don't know where this is gonna bounce. I don't know if this is gonna drop below. I don't know what's gonna happen. I see some buyers come in, so I'm thinking maybe I still hold. That's why I still have my position, to give myself more time and to feel more comfortable about holding through drops like this that happen. Because if I still had my whole position, I definitely would have sold out by now. Definitely would have sold out by now. So you have more wiggle room if you keep half your shares and then give this the potential to break through these highs and continue running, which is why I like selling half. That is, you know, it's a good habit to get into if you're winning on a trade. And it might lower your overall profitable ones, but it's definitely going to decrease your losers. You see, I tried to sell there, but I ended up not having the sell thing filled out. You can see here, lots of 17s printing, but I didn't get filled. At this point, it is too late. And now it's under. So I have to replace the order, man. No worse feeling than chasing down when you're trying to cut. So just some valuable lessons here, you know? When you're trading these OTCs, know that it has horrible execution, and you have to be ready. So I end up getting out there at 0.168, and you know, it continues to drop down, and then obviously, you know, we know what it did the rest of the day. It dropped all the way down to 0.165, but then had a nice bounce there, but then, you know, just kind of faded off down throughout the day. But then from this point, you know, it started the consolidation. It started to work its way back up. There's not a ton of volume, but it's just continuing to grind on up. We see a little perk up in volume here when it breaks through, I believe it's this previous level here that was kind of resistance there, and then it just flatlines, man. But once it's able to take off, this turns into a pattern that I already talked about on how to time your perfect entries with TSNP. And I will link that video at the end of this video so you guys can see it. But you can see here, this is an ascending triangle. And this is something that I already talked about. If I put this here at the bottom, you can see it goes from here, and it pretty much just goes on up. And it's not 100% perfect, but you know, it's pretty dang close, man. So at this point, you know, I'm ready, and I'm seeing the support line increasing here, and I see that there's resistance here that it flatlined at here. This is kind of when I tuned into the stock, and I ended up buying it a second time right when it broke out over these levels, and I had an immediate pop, you can see, and an immediate pop all the way up to 19. I think I sold, where did I sell? Yeah, so I ended up selling half. Not sure if it was gonna fail at 19, so I sold right before 19. It broke over for a little bit and then bounced down, and then started cracking. And you know, when it got a little bit ugly, I ended up selling the rest right before it cracked down under. And you know what? I ended up bouncing off of 0.18 and then going back up. And I ended up buying here on the breakout of 19. It ran up here, went under, but now it's closing, you know, pretty much near the highs, which is normally a very good sign, especially on a stock like this. So, you know, the fact that we're getting this, it's pretty much back above the neckline here on this head and shoulders pattern, which is a really good thing. And I'm excited to see what this stock brings. I think this could easily rip through 20 tomorrow, and, you know, have a pretty nice spike. But you have to be prepared. So if I see a morning panic coming, I'm going to take these 5,000 shares and I'm going to get out right away, and I'm going to look to be dip buying this stock, because you never know how far it could fall. At this point now we have a little gap here. It could easily fall down to, you know, 15. I would not be surprised to see that at all. So you got to be prepared, guys. But ultimately, I'm looking forward to what happens with this stock, because I think it's exciting. Now we had increasing volume into close, and you know, I think it could do good things. So that is it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, if you made this far, you are a rock star. I tell you guys that every time, because again, only 5% of people watch the end of my videos. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just too ugly, you know, to look at for 10 minutes straight. Your eyes start burning. I don't know what it is, but most of you guys don't watch that far. So I appreciate those of you who do watch this far. And yeah, I mean, I had some other trades, so be sure to look out for those videos. They'll be coming out very shortly. And yeah, that is it. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, let's grow better together. Preguntar, bebé, dime por qué te mientes. No puedes esconder todo lo que tú por mí sientes.